Hey, welcome back to the channel here. Today we're going to go over fixing a door actuator on a Toyota or a Lexus. It's a very simple procedure, will save you tons of money. And, you know, just the cost savings itself is worth it. I guess the most difficult part of doing this is actually removing the actuator from the door and from its assembly. But never fear, it can be done. So just stay with it if you're in the process of removing off your door. So this repair will cost you anywhere between $5 to $10 depending on the materials you have to get. The first thing you do have to do is buy the motor for this. And I guess I should put a little bit more description on the repair here. And in my case is that my motors are weak. So when I lock the door, sometimes it'll lock it and sometimes it won't. The more times I do it, the weaker it gets, and then suddenly it just quits. It won't even try to lock. Another symptom is your door lock may not lock at all. You know, the motor assembly inside this thing is completely dead. So this is what you gotta get. You gotta get these motors. Again, check with when you open up one of these up. Check the motor. But typically, what you need is one of these that's a 2 millimeter thick or diameter shaft here, and it's about 10 millimeters long. Now the special part of it, if I can bring it up to the camera here and show you, it's flat on one end here, and that's what fits Lexus and Toyotas typically. So I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up as well, but it's flat on one end. So that's what you got to order. These are usually go around $5. You can buy them at Amazon or eBay. So search for one of these. Not a big deal. Here's some numbers on this one. I don't know if it's going to help you out, but that's what I got here. Typically, here's your terminals here. They're slotted. There's some other detail here. Anyway, let's get started. Other things you might need is some super glue. Get some good stuff. Don't buy the dollar store stuff. That stuff doesn't work very well. If you have some plastic epoxy, even better. Also some dielectric grease. And of course, maybe a paper towel. I'm going to use a paper towel, or you can use a Q-tip or whatever you got. So I use a little piece of paper towel, leave it here on the side. And you need just a small screwdriver. That's all you need. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack open this case and get started. So all I'm doing is I'm putting a screwdriver between the gaps here and my twist. All we want to do is break the lid off. And it's held down by epoxy as well. Alright, so we got a crack loose here, and now it's just a matter of just gently putting it away, making sure nothing flies out. Move this on the side for now and concentrate on this piece here. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do is inspect everything, inspect your gears and make sure that no gears are broken. Typically I've never seen these broken, but it's good to inspect them anyway just to avoid any issues after the install. Second thing is to clear off some of the dielectric grease on here, especially off of these two pins here, on these copper looking pins. I'm just going to use a piece of paper and just wipe it off. What happens is you get metal rubbing material on here. You can tell, you see in the camera here, there's a little bit of black here. You want to get rid of that. Okay. And so the next thing too is on this piece here, where those terminals hit, you can tell that they don't look silver, they kind of look black. You want to clean this off too. So you can go ahead and clean everything off. We're going to replace it anyway. Just like so, where it's nice and clean. So I'm going to do now Move that aside. We're going to bring this guy back, and we're going to remove the motor off of it. Very simple. It just lifts right off, just like so. And here's the gear drive here. All you do is just slide it off. That's all you have to do. Not much to it. It's slotted along with the shaft and the motor. And so that's basically it. So what I'm going to do is get our new one here. Fit it in. Just like so. And I'm going to drop this and make sure these terminals are up, okay? Drop it back in. Just like so. Simple. Next is I'm going to get some dielectric grease. And I'm going to re-grease these terminals up. Just get a little bit here. I'm going to go and just slightly brush the terminals here with my finger. Most of the grease will be on this end here, so I'm going to go ahead and rub it in those areas there. And dielectric grease is fairly flexible, so if you want to grease up other areas, you can go ahead and do that. You can use the same stuff, so I'm going to put it a little bit here just to kind of just re-lube some of this stuff. Alright, so next is just the reassembly. First, what you want to do is when you're going to sandwich these back together, here's these terminals. You got your positive and your negative here. Go ahead and check those out, make sure those are clean as well. You can put some dielectric grease on here too, so pay attention to those two. After you're done with that, it's just to finish it up now. So I'm going to use the super glue, and there's a nice channel gap that goes all the way along the unit here, and I'm just going to super glue the whole entire channel, making sure it flows all the way through. We got full coverage. Next is to bring this guy back over, and all I'm going to do is make sure I'm lining it up this way, okay? So I want to be able to make sure I get these terminals from the motor back into its spot here. So I'm just going to kind of line it up. She'll fall right into place. At that point you press down, you should hear it click. You let the super glue dry, whatever, make sure you check the directions and the back of your packages of whatever glue you're going to use. See how long it takes to cure. And once that's done, install it back in the car and you got a pretty much brand new actuator. Hope that helps you out. If you got any questions, leave them down below. And I appreciate you all watching. Have a good one.